Crash Site, the new book by, where's the author name? It's covered by the library barcode. Nathan Cowdry, however you say the name, Cowdry, Dryer of Cows. This book is pretty new, and I found out about it by Simon Hanselman, the subject of my last book review. You all know as the author of Megahex and Bad Gateway and all those other books, Crisis Zone. Here's a quote from Simon Hanselman. This is what made me say, I gotta check this book out because Simon Hanselman likes it. So here's what he said. Without hyperbole, Nathan Cowdry is a godsend to true alternative comics. Crash Site is gripping, transgressive perversion of the highest order. An entrancing Solondzian nightmare run through a blender with a pile of eki manga and a full English breakfast. Chef's kiss. Yes, please. Simon Hanselman. So that got me interested. I don't even know Solondzian. That guy's a filmmaker, right? I don't even know if I've seen his movies. I didn't care because Simon Hanselman liked it. Transgressive perversion. He had me. It sounds very much like Hanselman's own works. And I was delighted to find that there are similarities between this book. I think if you like Hanselman, you're going to like this. If you don't like Hanselman, you're probably not going to like this. They're very different in a lot of ways, but they do have enough overarching similarities. Like, for one, they both kind of have walk this line between utter fantasy. Like one of the characters in this is a pair of underwear, a talking pair of underwear, and there's a dog too, and a woman, and I'm trying to think of any other fantastical characters. I think the rest are just people, but yeah, so you have that element of fantasy, underwear fantasy, and then you also have these really starkly real moments, and you also have characters that look like look at this character. I don't know what is that. He looks like a Karl Barks character. There's also nudity that he pixelates out, which I thought was funny. Anyways, very funny book, very dark, very twisted, and a lot of wonderful moments. I loved it. I thought it was amazing, and art is very simple, over clean lines. Every now and then, though, he will take something like some photoshopping technology. You'll see these moments where the background will have what's that called when you change color? I forget. You'll have that thrown in. So all of a sudden, you'll have these weird art juxtapositions. This is this guy's first graphic novel, I think. He has maybe some mini comics, but this is his first real deal. Fantagraphics published it, of course. But before you go out and get a copy, let me share this little quote that I found online. This is another reader, not Simon Hanselman, just some random. I don't do drugs or drink alcohol, so I have to ask, does this garbage become immensely profound or incredibly funny if you're wasted? Yes, it does. If you've seen my other reviews, you know I don't really like going into spoilers, and I really don't have much to add on this book. That I really loved it. This is probably one of my favorite graphic novel discoveries this year. Probably the. Yeah, I feel as excited about this guy's book as when I discovered Simon Hanselman. Unfortunately, though, this is his only real book, although I'd love to see his mini comics. But yeah, I'm hoping he's a quick writer-artist and we get another book at some point soon. But at the very least, check out this book because it was amazing. If you like comics, you need to check it out. I think we're kind of in the midst of an independent comic revolution or renaissance or whatever you want to call it. I was looking at this stack of books I have coming up. If you don't know, I do a lot of graphic novel reviews. Or right now anyways. It seems to be what I'm doing a lot of. So let me just show you. I realized I have this huge stack of graphic novels. They're all from the library, and the thing is, most of these are in my library because I requested them. Check and see if your library can do the same, because if you're watching my videos, you probably have good taste, and you should spore the world with your ideas and your art taste. So anyways, I just noticed though with this stack of graphic novels, not one of them is what I would call mainstream or superhero or anything remotely mainstream. Maybe a little mainstream, but yeah, for the most part. And my point is that 30, 40 years ago or whatever, if you had wanted to just read, alternative comics, it's not even alternative anymore, it's just stories now. that so many genres are allowed in comics and styles. So I think that's wonderful. And here's just a few that I have coming up that I'll probably talk about to some degree. OMAC, actually, this is kind of like mainstream superheroes, but 70s Jack Kirby. I've never read this. Meta Barons by Jodorowsky. I heard that the In-Call, which is another one of his books series, that I don't know if he did the In-Call with Mobius or something, but you know, that's like one of his most famous series. And I heard today that it's going to be announced in a few days, this movie or something based on it, which I don't know, I haven't read any of these. Meta Barons, a lot of these are just like European kind of 80s, 90s kind of sci-fi fantasies, which have, it's like something you see in the back of heavy metal or something. Looks killer though, the art, I'm looking forward to it. City of Belgium, I mentioned this before, still haven't read it. I have all these little Lulu volumes that John Stanley, Drawn and Quarterly, Kitchen Sink, I don't think they exist anymore. Drawn and Quarterly is reprinting like 1,500 pages of their stuff. So I'm excited to read this because I've only read a few little Lulu stories, and from what I've read though, I thought it was as good as Karl Barks, who's like in the 1940s and 50s, one of the best. So these look really great. They're beautiful volumes, very large, good reproduction. Color, I don't like it when they reproduce the color in a kind of modern way. It looks like the actual color from whenever these came out in the 50s. That's a manga, Shigeru Tono. I think the name is Shigeru Mizuki, the title is Tono Monogatari. Pleasure of the Text, I don't know what this is. Paramus, this is a huge book, black and white. Art looks pretty cool. The Eternaut, 1969. Peepers is a reprint of some recent Basil Wolverton that was reprinted. It looks great. I love Basil Wolverton. Still haven't read Monsters, Barry Windsor Smith, coming soon. Huge book, getting really good reviews, and I think it's selling pretty well. A book by Noah Van Sciver. Please don't step on my, how do you say that, Janko or Junko? Giancio? Jeans. And Farewell, Brenda Voyne. So a ton of titles, and like I said, no superheroes in the lot. If you have any comics recommendations, either hot new comics or hot old comics, just cool comics. Wait, you said hot. Yeah, so Crash Site, check it out. This is only like 130 pages. You can read it in one sitting, and I highly recommend it.